not even close to finishing yet. We're not even close to done. And with that, we're into this first round.
Alright, I will say, a lot of people that have gone for SDPC usually prefer SDPC spin in this season. Ellie, not sure if went for Fairy Cannon, but had the T-spin triple tower. Decided to use the first T-spin triple, and then waited for the second one, allowed Fort to send more of that garbage, and then using that on the defensive end, and that was absolutely the right call to make, as you could tell from all of that Ellie was having to play around. Keep in mind, both players keeping things incredibly efficient. A lot of damage getting thrown around. Ellie's board a little bit lower on the board, less garbage as well to deal with. Fort having to rely on some clever downstacking options. Not a lot to use some all spins. Oh, sets up. Nice spin of the J into the T-spin double. And right now...
Yeah, Ellie's selling, ooh, rough miss shot from Ellie here. Nice downstack multiplier, though.
Yep, and also, again, able to grab that back-to-back 4 surges. Well, again, even though like the little surges may feel a little bit redundant as well, and just kind of like these players aren't capable of building up that surge even further, but as long as you're able to build those smaller surges up to 4, you're getting at least 4 more lines of garbage out of it. And so if you're only getting your back-to-back surge up to 3 and then continuously breaking it, it's a lot of damage that you're missing out potentially. But right now, we are starting to see a little bit of some heavy back-to-back right now from Fortissim. Currently up to 7, has to break it at 8! And Ellie does not have a way down to the garbage as Fort takes that first round. Again, O is early enough in queue, but we see, funnily enough, again, I know Fort has gone for a lot of SDPC and SDPC spin in the previous rounds, but I kind of forget as well how much Fort has gone for reliable TKI into the SDSD. Had a lot of great success with it in Season 1, and it seems to be working just as well in Season 2, as we have another 1 attack per piece round from Fortissim, bring things 2 wins to 0.
Yeah, very well done from Fort so far in order to just get this timing down and take these rounds.
And Ellie, we have like Fairy Cannon into extended. I don't know that extended Fairy Cannon's a thing, but apparently Ellie is showing that it definitely is.
Yeah, I mean, Ellie's just capable of doing these. Ellie has the all-spin knowledge in order to set up these just incredible stacks. And so far, it's allowed them to send so much pressure. But Fort has done an incredible job of his own in stopping this pressure and timing pretty well. But that just a couple of misdrops there, and that J piece covering up the well is going to cost them this round.
Yeah, and also the ice beam right at the end of the round as well from Ellie, just ending that round in the little bit of extra style points fashion, although I don't think that was kind of the intention with Fort topping out shortly thereafter. All right, Fort again, the early surge. Builds the M cross as well, but that, as quick as that spike may have been, it was not enough to force a top out on Ellie's board.
Yeah.
They're going to have to break surge going down on this current stack, but able to still keep that damage very, very high for the time being. In that mini T-spin single, again, continues to hold on to surge just barely. And Fortissim manages to find a way down with the eyepiece. Has to compromise the stack. The 180 spin is not enough to continue through all this garbage. And the near 500 versus over 200 attack per minute from Ellie. And 2 wins from Fort answered, 2 wins from Ellie. This set still cannot get any closer. Oh, and the misrotation there from Ellie on top of Fairy Cannon. And the one benefit of Fairy Cannon being a relatively low opener on the board. Not going to have to worry too much about trying to dig out from that situation. But there is still a little bit of cleanup work to be done. And the ice bend double there from Ellie. Right now has been given a really nice 7-2 stack to work with. SDSD from Fort, bit of a greedy decision.
Whoa!
And the...
What?
The all clear from Ellie. I've never seen the all clear work into a win condition so quickly in Season 2, but somehow Ellie is one of the very few people that has turned an all clear into a win in less than a second.
That was the cleanest down stack I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. And I mean, Ellie taking another round, incredible gameplay, set up that well management perfectly, but What just happened?
This is a 4-0 run from Ellie, keep in mind. Fort won the first 2 games, but right now it looks like Fort saying, I can take a step out of the PC book. I am also very well versed in the PC looping department. Able to get a decent amount of pressure off to Ellie's board. Not going to be enough for the top out, but able to get access to that clean well on the right-hand side. Continuing with some off spins to keep that back-to-back afloat.
Ellie covered up the well just a few too many times there and wasn't able to find the down stack.
All right, and we have an O early enough in the stack, but that also with the early I, looks like Fort going to be going for SDPC into the fractal. Ellie taking a little bit of the slower route to continue on. It works out perfectly into a 6-3 stack. Fortunately, does have a little bit of a misdrop and continues on with a donation on top of that, but Fort is unfazed. Fort right now, almost 4.5 pieces per second, blitzing it out, 444 versus score, 4-4, Fortissim. I'm saying the same syllable multiple times over every single word now at this point, but things cannot get any closer. And the all clear into DPC there from Fort. Again, it may not be as strong as Season 1, but it still can pack a punch in the right conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. Ellie just not able to build up Surge that often, but it's... actually, no, Ellie has been building up Surge quite a lot, but it has always just been these short Surges, and it's been sending just a lot of cheese pressure towards Fort. And as I'm saying that, though, Ellie has this 11, 12, 13 Surge growing. 13 Surge and growing, and sends it up to the 23 spike.
It's such a greedy
staying alive.
Put that stack all the way up, line 19, just to keep hold of Surge and force Ellie to accept some garbage. Such a ruthless decision to go for, but it's one decision that is going to pay off big time for Fort, as Fort has been able to get back down all the way through this garbage into a much better board state.
Ooh, nice setup here from Fort. Stalling for a bit more clean. Ooh.
And you can see why Fort decided to stall that out. Ellie's in a terrible spot right now. Needs to rely on a lot of these eyepieces. Fort's still getting some all spins. Double into the T-spin single. Does the misdrop, but able to utilize Surge and still keep up the pressure in the meantime. All right, a little bit of mini Surge there from Fort. Unfortunately, I think wanted to keep Surge a little bit more, but was not able to do so, given those P sequences. Z double as well, setting up for potentially a combo stack, but not going to be working out. Still a little bit of cheese on the board, but Fort being very cautious of how high the stack is going to make sure that these digs are possible and not going to be requiring an extensive amount of time to fix the sport state. We do have a bit of the greedy follow-up. Not able to get all the way down to clean garbage, but still such an incredible spike from Fort.
Oh, Ellie's somehow staying alive. Oh, spoke a bit too soon there. Fort able to send enough pressure. Ellie, though, doing an incredible good job of getting those skims to extend their survival just a bit longer.
All right, and Fort is the first one to start playing this round. Ellie going to be accepting a lot of garbage and utilizing the opener phase of countering twice as much as being received, just to get a little bit of their bearings. Well, needs to be a little bit careful. Okay,
ooh, nice
Surge deficit, but is enough to again.
Fort has been able to keep the Surge advantage.
That's so much. Oh my! That was like. I don't know what the consistency was. That was only like every 3 pieces, Ellie was sending at least 3 rows of garbage with either all spins or something else. And that was just, it compounded so well onto Fortissim's board. There was really nothing to be done. Fort getting the 2-line PC, going into the MKO and follow-ups. Not able to find a quad multiplier, but still manages to find a very low board, a very safe board to work with. Ellie right now, this board is getting really high up, really ideal for a large spike. But keep in mind, Fort's ability to keep this stack all the way down at the bottom of the board is making sure that this board is not topping out anytime soon.
Yeah, super nice recognition from Fort there. You saw, if you saw, Fort did slow down in order to have the cancel ready rather than just sending more clean to Ellie. Just some really nice defensive principles from Fort here. Ellie with a couple of misdrops. Rough position. But Ellie does have the all-spin to get out of that and send pressure while doing so.
All right, again, some nice, very, very good all spins there from Fort. Continuing this through, finds a way to pop Surge and immediately continue a follow-up spike. We do see the M cross. Fort bails on the second T-spin double in favor of a better follow-up, including that garbage. T-spin single into the quad. Ellie right now has Surge advantage, lets it rip at 7. Fort with the side fort wide, able to survive just that little bit longer. And despite how dire of a situation that seemed for Fortissim, able to survive and keep alive a minute and a half into this round. Oh my, I'm at a loss right now. I cannot believe how well Fort is playing this. Again, has had such a strong offense, but managing to play very meticulously around so many key vulnerabilities to the stack that Fort seems very difficult to find a losing condition. It might resolve around this Surge, but no! Manages to find a Surge of his own! What a double quad! Such a very quick send of so much garbage. And Fort able to regain the lead 6 wins to 5 over Ellie.
Perfect clear coming out from Fort. Ellie.
Oh, DPC keeping back-to-back.
I need to watch this
back-to-back right now. Ellie does not have an eyepiece in sight. Ellie needs to find a way to get through to this clean garbage. Manages to grab it down, but by that time, Fort able to find so many efficient ways of making it back down. Fort almost greens, nearly dies for it, but unfortunately the follow-up is going to close things out. And Ellie keeps this game tied up at 6 games apiece. And I think after, again, a 15-14 that we've already had on the Overflow stream, we may be very much on our way to another potential Deuce set.
Yeah, I mean, both of these players are just so good and so capable of taking rounds that this has just been an incredibly close set so far. Fort,
all right, look.
Once again, has Surge advantage. That's definitely been a trend throughout most of these rounds.
Oh, this is ideal stack there from Fort. You can see Fort timed that attack as well. Made sure to pair it with the Surge pop, but Ellie is in fact prepared to deal with all of that incoming garbage. Does not really let the board go anywhere. However, right now, Fort building up Surge is on 14-15, has to break it, and somehow Ellie overpowers the 15 Surge and nearly tops out Fort.
Yeah, Ellie had that perfect well and sent it off with so much damage. But Fort just, once again, playing so strong defensively, able to just tank up some of it and cancel the rest. Just incredible defensive play from Fort.
Greeting for a T piece. The T is the last piece in queue. The game like nearly giving Fort a death sentence just for trying to build a T-spin double. Manages again to bring that board back down to the ground, but we do have that T miss drop. Converting a couple of mini spin singles just to get a little bit more out of that board state. And neither player, again, Fort has a nice center well spike to work with, or excuse me, side well. And you can see did not want to launch that first, but Ellie had the cards in their deck. Oh, and the extra follow-up from that combo play. Fort able to continue to hold on to advantage by the skin of his teeth and just barely continuing to remain in the advantage seat in the driver's spot. But right now we got a little bit of spaghetti for Ellie's board, getting cleaned up insanely quickly and gets sent all the way over as Fort desperately trying to find a way down on the left-hand side and not able to do so.
7-7, we are tied up once again.
And we are at the Osu Deuce. Fortissim and Ellie 4 games away from potential victory unless we make it to a deuce. But keep in mind that could mean that the tensions could run very high in the next couple of rounds. Oh my goodness, what a very quick down stack from Fort! Oh my goodness! And just as quickly as some of these rounds are being decided, under 20 seconds again from Fortissim, despite some of these rounds, like 2 minutes and 20 seconds, this really is just kind of the norm for some of Fort's rounds.
We are seeing DPC come out here.
Spin. Fort is keeping back-to-back 3 all clears in a row. Finally lets it pop. Again, not enough to take a round off of Ellie. But I just think this shows, I don't think I've seen anyone do that much PC looping while keeping back-to-back. That requires a level of foresight that I don't think we've seen at all from anyone else in TWC this year.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and that was such a
nice
nasty follow-up. And this is the first time we've had a...
Yeah,
this is
first 2-point lead, but Fort slowed down a little bit there before sending that spike. I think the screen watch, just amazing awareness there from Fort in order to take that round.
Oh, and TD opener from Fort, something we almost never see this time around, but manages to get the color clear in the process into an STSD. Not entirely sure what the all-spin gameplay is going to be looking for Fort, but we definitely know that Fort is looking for it. Oh, and that's so much garbage. Oh my goodness, Ellie.
Fort able to dig through it for now. Ellie doesn't have the surge, broke it to send a spike, but sends another 18 spike just off a multiplier alone. Fort once again staying strong and surviving again. Ellie with a couple of misdrops, not going to be able to take the pressure. Going to be... Oh... Finding a couple of nice all-spin setups in order to...
Waiting on that garbage.
Cancel.
Finds the all-spins to follow it up.
Oh, that's
and Ellie...
I think that TP was a misdrop. Fort able to win in match point now.
Yeah, this is 3 games in a row for Fortissim. Having to spend that TP a little bit early, which might make things a bit more difficult to downstack from. But we've seen a sudden surge of life out of Fortissim with those 3 rounds. If Ellie's able to gain some momentum, this could fall just as quickly into Ellie's favor. But if Fort's able to close it now, this would be a fantastic time to keep the set from going any further. But Ellie having that eyepiece misdrop, it is not going to matter. That spike from Surge is going to be enough. Ellie is 2 games away from forcing a Deuce. Going to be looking for Fairy Cannon to be the potential weapon of choice against Fort with everything on the line.
Yeah, Ellie, of course, is now on their tournament life. They've been playing incredibly risky so far, going for these all-spin setups.
Beautiful 180 souls from Fort.
Ellie, top of the board, able to dig down at least a little bit. Fort has the surge pressure once again, though. Ellie.
Oh, that's 12 behind on back-to-back. Oh my goodness, but such a beautiful setup. It will force the back-to-back series pop.
Oh my.
No, really, are we going to see another Deuce? Are we going to see another Deuce? 2 back-to-back Deuces on 1-in-1 knockout days.
I am not making any statements.
Is it going to happen? We're so close. There's a T-spin triple tower off of Fairy Cannon from Ellie. A lot of garbage coming in very quickly, but Ellie has the out, keeps that board low, keeps that board flexible.
Ooh.
All right, back-to-back, currently getting to double digits. Ellie sends up that spike first, but Fort has the spike. Ellie, going insanely greedy, needs to play some vertical pieces. Waiting on the T. The T is so late in queue. Manages to find a down stack.
Fort has the pressure though. Ellie needs to find something. Gets the eyepiece in time. Has to open well. TP's into another eyepiece. Ellie somehow gets out of that.
And at 4 pieces per second, both players trying desperately to end the round before it can go any further and just bring things to the position they are looking for the most. Ellie still really high up on this board, needs to find a good skim down through this, but there's so much cheesy garbage. Ellie needs to be so incredibly careful. Fort right now really low on the stack, but does not have a lot of momentum to work off of. Their Surge trying to get enough to top out Ellie, but it's still just time and time again, barely not enough to earn this top out.
Yeah,
Ellie is fighting for tournament.
Just incredible gameplay.
For the Surge. Surge into quad.
It's enough.
And just before Ellie can make it to Deuce, Fort shuts down any hope of extending this set. Does not want to have a repeat from TWC 2023 and closes things out 11 wins to 9. Fort will be advancing into the top 16.